Warrior, welcome to the fray. Yes, I am leaving my fan on because it is an incredibly hot and humid late at night here in New York City. Let's just pretend, I don't know, I'm in a music video of the 1980s or something like that, and my hair is blowing in the wind, but let me not digress. What I want to speak about tonight is something, and I don't want you turning off this video. I want you listening just for a couple of minutes. It is of the utmost importance. As we roll into, I know it's really only towards the beginning of August, but as we roll into the fall season, the back to school season, the election cycle, a lot of things are dropping, to the wayside, and really nobody's talking about them. So I am here to remind you, as your warrior, that there are a couple of things I want to keep talking about. And these would be some child protection, safety pieces of legislation. You got to listen to me because we need everybody's help. First, a reminder, all of the legislation we speak about is bipartisan, meaning belongs to no political party. It's about human rights abuses, safety of our children, our teens, our youth, all of us really. So I want to get on board with number one. This is one that we've been plugging away with for close to 3 years. That would be the Kids Online Safety Act. Now, that has passed, just slipped through the Senate, about 2 weeks ago? But it's on to the House now in the fall for that final vote. And if you look up anything about KOSA, K-O-S-A, Kids Online Safety Act online, you will see nothing but a lot of negative press. If anything, we are realistic here at the Warriors. Why will you see that? Because anything to do with big tech, nobody wants any interference. They are running, everything. They're making a lot of money from the eyeballs, the clicks, the likes of our kids, and that is their job. Because after all, they hide behind Section 230 of the Communications Decency Act. But let's not get out there into those weeds, as people call it. We just want some guardrails. We just want a duty of care. That is what KOSA is about. Nobody's stealing anybody's privacy. Nobody is looking to infiltrate your life. I am here to assure you, it is just, the bottom line is just asking all of these big tech platforms, they have a duty of care. If there is harmful content, they are to remove it. Now, that means they either have to employ more man and woman power, bots. The technology is there, but we can't have this harmful content. And I think you know what I'm talking about. So don't attack me, because I received a few of those this morning. I don't even know what not you, but whoever these people are talking about. My goal is always making you aware of things you might not know about, helping you to keep your kids safe and your family safe. And also, we always need sign-on actions, just awareness about all. So I don't want to hear any sass from any of you out there. Now, so we've got KOSA. Now, although, and it's done terrific, we still have to get it over that hurdle into the House. So I'm urging all of you, you will contact, I'll have it in the body of the video, House.gov, Senate.gov, find out who represents you and shoot off a little email. I will put some examples, a link, and because all you have to do is copy that. It's very simple. The simpler, the better to get the attention. 2 sentences, that's it. Please support KOSA, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so we still need help with that. I don't want everybody to think because it passed the Senate and there was a tremendous amount of online reaction and there was some media to go with that it's a done deal. Nothing's ever a done deal when it comes to Washington. I'll leave that for a moment. The next thing is this institutional child abuse. We have to stop. Now, I just did a video on this that is posted that I really want you to listen to carefully. But this is an issue that's been burning at me for a while. Haven't gotten to it. Shame on me. But the Warriors must get behind not throwing kids into these ranches, these medical facilities, these foster homes, these youth homes, because studies show, and I'll list things out, those do more harm to kids than actually holistic healing. And it's just a money-making operation. I am here to say, you know it, I know it. The foster care system, how many have told me? People that are my age now. I was re-victimized, re-traumatized, re-trafficked. It doesn't work. Right now it's reported that they are getting from the government, these institutions, we'll call them, $23 billion a year. Remember what I always say at the Warriors, if that's the figure we're given, you can make a bet it's probably higher. We got to start breaking this up. And Paris Hilton, along with the wonderful Senator Sharon Grove out in California, are spearheading this Stop Institutional Child Abuse.com is the website. I'll have it all in the body. And we need you to sign on to the letter. I want you to read about it. Watch our Warriors video that I just put out earlier. We can't have this, and we can't be spending $23 billion. Can you imagine what we could do with $23 billion at the Warriors? I'd have ranches and take everybody in and love them and give them holistic and training and food and all this, but $23 billion. Can't have that. Then, child brides. Now, the Warriors currently, 13 states have said, 18 no exceptions. It is a state-by-state issue. There is no federal law about child marriage. I want you to understand before you give me the argument, culturally, my grandparents got married at 14. They were married 85 years. Okay, hear me out. If you can't, I don't know, buy liquor, do all these certain things, vote until you're 18, why should you be able to get married? Because the predators, the criminals, are using this little, little loopholes in different states to traffic children. That is the reality. I am sorry I have to tell you that. But for instance, let's use the state of California. There is no ground. There's no floor. Technically, if one parent, a mother or a father, signs off, a 50-year-old man can marry a baby. That's the truth. Judges have not been questioning any of this. A lot of the child bride survivors that are older women now, they could be in their 20s, 30s, 40s, even 50s. Every single one of them told me, and separately, because I would be like, when you went to court, or you were in the supermarket, or you were in the playground, no, did anybody ever question you about any of these things? And especially the judges, and they're starting to learn more now and be more educated. All of them told me the same thing. Nobody ever questioned anything. Can you imagine standing before a judge, getting married, and for instance, you're 12 years old and the person's 40? I think I'd question it. Nobody ever questioned anything. But what we have going on right now, so we have 37 states that still need to approve this. However, as of August 8th, 2024, for some reason, and this is devastating, we are having tremendous pushback. And I'll be doing more investigative work on this and research. Senator Dick Durbin, who was always a supporter of ending child marriage, going way back, 2010, could even be 2008, reversing guard with something new, calling visas for girls to come from other countries. They're going to be allowed into our country. They're married. I'm giving you a little bit of a mishmash because it warrants investigation. Because just yesterday, I believe, Iran, where the legal age of marriage is 15, is now reducing it to age 9. There is legislation pending age 9. So we've got all these countries, Iran, Iraq. We know traditionally, culturally, they marry off their girls, their teens, but the age of 9? So I'll use that as a trend. Is something going on here globally that will trickle down to the United States? I dare say probably yes. So we have to fight tooth and nail about child brides. We cannot have girls who are ripped out of schools, because we have this going on in the United States, who become pregnant again. They can't get any kind of resources because they're not 18, but they're allowed to be married and pregnant. We got to think about all this. And again, I'll have more in the body of the video. Unchained at Last is a wonderful organization we work with that has all the information for you. It's crazy, right? It's all upside down. And then the last thing I've got to throw in, I know nobody wants to hear it, but it's back to school time for different, here in New York State, my home base, we don't go back to school until maybe 2 days after Labor Day, so into September. But other states like Florida, they're going back perhaps next week, the week after. A lot of states do go back in August. So we want to push for and urge you to think about. Remember, we at the Warriors don't ever tell you what to do. We like to make you aware, raise the awareness, give you a tool, give you a resource. Research, make up your own mind. We would like to have phone-free schools. Now, how could this possibly work? Plenty of studies telling us that the phones are a distraction. Teachers report to the Warriors that kids are on these phones distracted during the class day. So, a wonderful organization. I will be actually interviewing them tomorrow, Fair Play. Fair Play has a wonderful free program. I listed it on the Warriors website, lynswarriors.org. If you go under the Take Actions, how you as a parent, a caregiver, as a community can approach your school with this very simple, here's what we'd like to do. And the idea is you check your phone in the beginning of school, and you can pick it up after school. Cubbies. Remember cubbies from kindergarten and nursery school? Schools have to have cubbies with those pouches, so there's no hacking going on. And there's even suggestions. I was speaking to somebody today, an educator, and she said, listen, this is going to be a tough one in New York, for instance. But what about if each classroom was outfitted with the cubbies? This way a child can check each class, certain classes. I said, it's a good idea. But we know, remember changing classes, you had the 3 minutes to run around the building and they're starting that younger and younger from what I understand. They're starting that in 4th and 5th grade now here in New York. That was confusing in high school. I date myself going back then until you got used to the schedule. But that might be a little bit too disruptive. You can use it between classes because we know kids will linger or they'll go in the bathroom with it, or I propose we check them in the morning, we pick them up after school. This way, as the studies show, kids can concentrate. They can learn. They can interact with their peers. The studies do show they do better academically. So I want to get that on the agenda with you. And I also want to recommend 2 wonderful, wonderful sites. Again, I'll have it all in the body of the video. It's never too early to get all of this information out there to keep reinforcing it. We have Gabb, GABB.com. Wonderful, wonderful resource of looks like an iPhone and iWatch and all that, but it's only outfitted for texting and phoning. There's no internet, yet your child won't feel left out, because I get that a lot from parents. My child's left out, they don't have a phone. Again, we can't tell you what to do. We can recommend delay is the way, but we can't tell you when to buy your child a phone or any of these devices. But if you're going to do it, there's different resources out there. So Gabb's a wonderful company. And then we have Bark, BARK.us. Bark also has, for very nominal fees, one for the younger kids, one for the older kids, where it's monitoring. Now, I don't like that word, but the predators are winning. We got to watch what's going on. Who has time? So if you pay $5 a month to have your child's phone monitored, meaning if they receive sexual dialogue, images, it's connected to your phone. It's very easy to understand. But Bark also puts out wonderful tech updates constantly, and videos, short little ones that just little nuggets that help you understand right away, because I'm here to say it's overwhelming. If I have to do videos, like at midnight because I can't fit anything in during the day, I'm overwhelmed, you're overwhelmed, we come together because our hashtag is community creates change. I want you to think about all of these things, because while all the noise is going on in our country, I don't hear this side, that side really talking about anything. And our Congress is about to go on their congressional break. So we have to be those warriors to keep the momentum going. So join us, always learn more. You can always write to me, Lynn at lynswarriors.org. Remember, we want to keep our children safe. It's a new world. It's 2024. It's a different environment. What we had as kids doesn't hold anymore. It is changing every day. We have to be armed. We have to be prepared. Let me and others doing this work help you. That is what we do. And remember, wake up each and every day and go out and be a warrior.